This is WOCA, News Talk 1370.
This is James Snyder, inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM.
Welcome to the Renewal Home Show, bringing you expert advice for home improvements and energy efficiency. And now, here's your host, Jared Mellick.
Hey, welcome. That's right. Another edition of the Renewal Home Show. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. We've got an exciting show that you will not want to miss, I assure you. Hi, my name is Jared Mellick. I'm joined today by Scott Spencer. He is window guru extraordinaire, also known as the product manager for Renewal by Andersen. How are you today, sir?
Real good, Jared. It's great to have a chance to see you.
I really appreciate you coming in. Listen, guys, if you want to save energy at your house, if you want the best windows that you could have at your home, you are not going to want to miss today's show. And we're going to have a special for you coming up. You do not want to miss it. All right, so now you have been with Renewal by Andersen for how long now?
Well, really, I was one of the original people that was involved in the creation of Renewal by Andersen, and we just celebrated our 20th year as a business unit of the Andersen Corporation.
Now, Andersen, though, has been around a crazy long time.
It really, since 1903. And even though I was not around since 1903, I have been an Andersen employee for 38 years. So part of that tenure with me was before Renewal existed, and I've been with Renewal for all of their inception years.
Now, when you think Andersen, you think quality products. Like, that's the first thing that comes to mind. And Renewal by Andersen is no different. But Renewal by Andersen is the replacement window division of Andersen Corporation, right?
That's right, Jared. When we created Renewal by Andersen, we realized that back in Minnesota, we knew how to make a really good window that would perform and be a very good investment. But when it came to replacing windows in someone's home, we really did not have a way to be able to reach the customer in being able to have an experience that would be contradictory to the home improvement industry, which can be a little bit dicey sometimes. So we wanted to create a business model that would provide good products, but also a good experience by being able to link the manufacturing, the material, the selling process, the installation process, and also the service process to make sure that it's all focused on the customer to create a very good experience in home improvement.
Yeah, it's, there are nightmare stories that people have all the time where they hire a contractor or hire somebody to do work for them, and then something goes wrong. And then all of a sudden, the installer is pointing to the manufacturer's pointing to the installer's pointing to the weather. And so because of that, there's just this confusion on who's responsible if something goes wrong. At Renewal by Andersen, you guys saw that, and you've eliminated that whole process. Right?
That's exactly right. So the only person that you point to is us.
It's Renewal by Andersen. That's
correct.
So let's talk a moment about energy efficiency. We are in Florida. It's hot. It gets hot here. It gets cool in the winter, but it gets hot here. And so we find that energy costs just continue to rise and rise and rise. And so what most people don't realize is the amount of heat and cold that escapes through that big opening in the side of the house that we call a window.
That's right. So when you look at energy efficiency, you can look at it the following ways. One would be the glass, the glazing system that is within the window. And we have several different types of high-performance glazings that can affect or improve energy efficiency use when you're running the air conditioner, when you're running the furnace like we do up in Minnesota, or when you're running the air conditioner and your furnace. like we do, believe it or not, up in Minnesota. So we have different types of glazings to be able to address that. But in addition to that, a lot of other things that take place pertaining to energy efficiency, and many times is overlooked. One would be the framing that the glass goes into. So I realize that a lot of people here in Florida have metal frame windows, and that metal is a very good conductor of energy. So even though you could have energy efficient glass, whatever you've gained through the glass is lost through the energy inefficiency of the frame being very hot in the summer, or potentially being cold and creating condensation in the cooler months. So by being able to have a framing material, which we call Fibrex, is able to address those issues. The third one that a lot of people overlook is energy inefficiency loss between the sash and the frame, or where air can come through. So even though you may have a very energy efficient glass or an energy efficient framing, if the window is poorly designed, has poor weather stripping systems, you're losing through drafts, through leakiness, any energy efficiency in those components. The final one, which is the most important at all, is the installation. If we back in Minnesota design a good window or a patio door, but it's installed improperly, all the care, all the testing that took place in those components is lost. Therefore, the homeowner never gets what they expected. The experience is not what they had intended, and the comfort in the long-term result of that energy efficiency is lost.
Well, if you have old, leaky, drafty windows, you are literally throwing the money every month out your door or out your window. Well, I've got a solution for you. It's Renewal by Andersen, by far the best replacement window on the market. We have a special today for all of our listeners here on the Renewal Home Show. For our first 7 callers, you are going to get 30% off the entire order. Not just one window, not just 2 windows, not just the material, not just the installation. We're talking about off the entire order, 30% off, and it's only for you, the Renewal Home Show listener. But we can't do this for everybody, so we've got to limit it. Otherwise, we just can't afford to do it for everybody. The number to dial is 1-888-713-7210. Again, toll free, 888-713-7210. And as I said, this is for the first 7 callers. Now, this deal isn't available on our website. It's not available on Google. It's not available anywhere else except to you right now that's listening to this program, the Renewal Home Show. And again, number to dial, 888-713-7210 to take advantage of this offer. Now, you mentioned something just a second ago, which is Fibrex. And most people probably don't know what Fibrex is. And when they think about windows, many times people think about, okay, those old aluminum windows that I have in my house, or they think about wood windows, or they think about vinyl. But we're talking about something completely different than any of those, right?
That's right. Fibrex is a material that Andersen Corporation created. It's based on our experience of combining 2 really good materials using 2 natural elements, heat and pressure. And we started this goal of being able to, in essence, make a wood window that would not rot right after World War II. And through looking at several different types of material like vinyl, like metal clad over wood, we saw the long-term effect of those in our testing, in the performance characteristics not to be good enough. It wasn't until we were able to find a way of being able to combine engineered lumber, so it's not wood, it's engineered lumber, with specific CPVC copolymers, using heat and pressure to put them together. We created, back in 1966, a process or a line of windows called PermaShield. So there are 3 ways you can manufacture PermaShield. The newest version of making PermaShield is what we know, or what we're talking about, is Fibrex. So in essence, all of our windows provided through Renewal by Andersen are made out of Fibrex. So in essence, what you're getting from us is a wood window that will not rot. It will not be affected by the sun. It will not be affected by insects. It will not be affected by humidity. It will not be affected by natural elements that can be susceptible to wood or the thermal conductivity that metal can. So it's a very new category, but it's something that we have many decades of experience working with in our new construction products. We have just segued that into offering product designs for existing homes.
Now, wood windows historically, we just know that they're beautiful windows, right? They're gorgeous. The problem with wood is that when it's outside in Florida, it's going to rot.
Exactly.
And so here what you do is you get the look of the wood window without the downside, which is the rotting.
Without the rotting, without the maintenance capability and painting, without the concern of insect infestation, it's really the best of both worlds that no one really here has ever seen before.
Now, what about vinyl? We see really a lot of replacement windows are being replaced, or a lot of windows are being replaced with vinyl. In fact, that's fairly common here. Why is Fibrex better than vinyl?
Well, initially when you look at vinyl is a material that is a good insulator. I mean, it's the same material you see around electrical wires. It's a very low maintenance material. All you have to do is clean it every once in a while. The downside is it's not very strong, and it's very sensitive to ultraviolet light rays, heat buildup. When you compile that with temperature differences between the inside and the outside of a wall of a house or a home, and combining that with storms, wind loads, all of those things will affect the ultimate stability of vinyl. So vinyl has some benefits, but it doesn't have all of them. By being able to combine it with engineered lumber, now you're able to have the best of both worlds without having the downside of either one of them.
Now, we know that Renewal by Andersen has a lot of different options when it comes to both the exterior and the interior colors. Why don't you talk about that?
Yes, because of how Fibrex is made and because of the stability of Fibrex, we're able to offer several different colors for people to use on the outside of their home, going white all the way to black and some in the middle. So we have 9 different exterior colors that the homeowner can choose from. When it comes to the interior, we have several different colors to choose from, but in addition to that, if people want the warmth and elegance of wood on the inside, we can not only offer engineered pine wood, but along with that, we can offer maple and also oak. So we can complement any type of interior appointments that the homeowner may have either by house or by room.
And not only painted finishes, but stained finishes as well.
Well, again, we don't have any painted finishes in our windows, but because the color applied onto the Fibrex is thermally welded onto the Fibrex material. So it does not require any maintenance. It does not require any concern of it peeling or flaking or chipping or cracking like paint can over a material like wood or metal.
Now, when it comes to the installation, you mentioned earlier that, about how the installation is really one of the key elements when it comes to whether or not a window is going to be energy efficient. Why don't you talk about the installation process with Renewal by Andersen?
Well, the first thing about the installation process is the care that is taken in the home to protect the interior appointments in the room, also being able to protect the outside environs around the house to make sure that we're not stomping on plants, knocking over furniture, or potentially soiling or creating any damage inside the home. So we mask all of those areas off for protection. Then we carefully remove the old window, prepare the existing rough opening for a new window installation, and then basically, very much like surgery, we will effect and execute the proper installation to the inside-outside wall conditions with the right measurement, with the right fasteners, with the right sealant and flashing systems to make sure that not only the window is going to perform, but the installation will perform equally as well.
So let's talk about the warranty then. Warranty is a big deal to people, and so how is the Renewal by Andersen warranty?
Well, first of all, I believe the warranty in the home improvement industry, in many cases, is verbally stated incorrectly to the general public, and that's a pet peeve of mine because when you consider that outside the world of windows, I'm the general public too. So when you consider what warranties are offered, many people will verbally offer a lifetime warranty, which there is no such thing. In 1975, Congress passed the Magnuson-Moss Limited Warranty Act that states that you cannot make statements like that. There are limits to everything, and those limitations need to be explained in what I call people speak. But for the protectionism of the general public, they need to be able to see what a company is going to do and what they're not going to do before they buy. And quite often in the home improvement industry, people are not treated and that is a pet peeve of mine. So our warranty is a limited warranty. It does cover the glass, the Fibrex material that I just mentioned about, and the installation for time periods that are not prorated. They require no fees, and they cover material and labor.
And one of the biggest things is that because it's all done by Renewal by Andersen, there's no manufacturer saying it's the installer's fault or no installer saying it's the manufacturer's fault, because it's all done by Renewal by Andersen.
That's exactly right. If I took a window from a lumberyard or a home center and I was going to put it into an existing opening, and that installation required me to modify the window, it is highly possible that the manufacturer of that product would void the warranty of the product or potentially void the warranty of any damage that has been created by that modification. Because our products are designed for existing openings, and because we have installation standards to be able to be executed during the course of installation, we're not going to have that kind of concern or that kind of Damocles sailing over someone's head in a fear factor of being able to make sure that the investment that's involved at Renewal by Andersen is going to be backed up and taken care of by a company that's been around for over 112 years.
You know, it's interesting. I deal with a lot of home improvement companies, and a number of years ago I met with somebody who was trying to get me to use their product, and they said, hey, this product has a lifetime warranty on it. And I said, oh, just curiously, how long you've been installing it? And they said 5 years. So it's been around for 5 years, but yet they're giving a lifetime warranty on it. And so what Renewal by Andersen does is you guys give a real warranty for a really good product from a company that has been around for a long time.
That's correct.
So great product for sure. Best windows, no doubt. If you are interested in replacing your windows, Renewal by Andersen is the company to deal with, and we are having a special just for our listeners here today. The first 7 callers are going to get 30% off the entire order. Again, that's not just off one window, that's not off 2 windows, it's as many windows as you buy, 30% off the entire order. And again, it's not just the material, it's not just the labor, it's everything. 30% off. We can't offer this to everybody, only the first 7 callers. You have to call right now, 888-713-7210. Again, 888-713-7210. Comfort matters for people. The inside of your home, you want it to be safe. You want it to be protected. You want it to be comfortable. Our home is our castle. When we get home and we get home from a long day work and we open the door and we go inside, we want it to be protected. We want it to be comfortable. And Renewal by Andersen can help with that with all of the products that they offer. I want to talk now about patio doors. Now, we have the elements here. A lot of times we have pools in the backyard, we have lakes in the backyard. So much of the year we have nice, comfortable weather. We want to be able to open those doors and enjoy the outside. Tell me about the patio doors from Renewal by Andersen.
Well, you also have something else here in Florida that we in Minnesota don't, which is what I call Floridian lifestyle. The architecture that you have, your lifestyle of being able to bring the outside elements inside and vice versa is something that in many months of the year in Minnesota you wouldn't dare do. And if you tried, it could be very unpleasant. So the patio doors that we have not only perform to all different types of climate changes, whether it be hot, or cold, or rainy, or anything in between. But it's able to achieve different types of styles or looks that can complement any type of living conditions in any type of home, really in anywhere in the United States, which obviously includes Florida and certainly here in Central Florida.
So how are the patio doors? How do they compare to the competition, or how do they compare to the other Renewal by Andersen products?
What's very rare is that normally when you're looking at a patio door, you would expect with a big thing like that it's not going to be as energy efficient as windows because windows are going to be smaller.
Right.
Where in effect, when you look at the overall performance of keeping out air, keeping out weather, the capability of our patio doors is matched to the windows. So it is not an Achilles heel for us to be able to offer a high-performing door that is comparable to the high-performance windows that we offer. And very much like the windows that we offer, we have several different styles, several different exterior colors to choose from, interior colors and appointments as well. But also, in addition to that, when you consider the styling of rooms, we're able to better complement the appearance of a door to the inside room conditions like hardware, like cabinetry, without having a standard, what I would call cookie cutter effect of being able to take a door from a lumberyard, put it into the opening, and all of a sudden it doesn't match or complement what's going on inside or outside the home. So we have that tool to use to better offer a greater solution to a homeowner than anybody else.
Now, Renewal by Andersen, you guys don't just take a stock size window and a stock size door and try to fit it in the opening, right?
Exactly. We make windows and our patio doors to fit the house 5 ways. And those 5 ways are size, style, safety, function, and purpose. Not one of them is driven by anything except what the homeowners and their home really dictate or what is necessary. If you took something that was pre-manufactured for a wall that has not been built yet and you try to put it into an existing home, in essence you're making the house fit the window. What I just said is we make our windows and doors fit the house 5 ways. Taking a pre-constructed product and putting it into the home is probably only going to fit 1 way. So you get 5 times the value of what we try to offer.
And that 1 way is probably the wrong way.
Yes, it can be.
So literally, each opening is specifically measured, and each window and door is especially made just for that one opening.
That's right. In our factory back in Cottage Grove, Minnesota, we have a saying where each manufacturing line is a production of one. As opposed to turning on a machine and making thousands of one size or one color, every time we make a window, it's a production focus of 1 unit at a time. Therefore, we're able to take care of the details that are provided by our retail location here in Florida or other parts of the country and be able to execute it in our factory, have it shipped down here in a controlled environment, in a controlled methodology, so as it is being offered to the homeowner and installed into the home, all those controls have taken place, so we're able to execute what we promise.
You know, I actually visited the plant in Cottage Grove, and what was neat is that the name of the person whose window it was is on each window. So literally, everybody that touches that as it goes through the process, they know that it's for the Smith family. They know that it's for the Jones family. They know that that one window goes to that one family, which is so neat and so cool. And it was great to see the pride that all of the people that worked in the manufacturing plant took in their jobs. They did their job well, did it right, and that they knew that this product was not just something coming down the line. This product was for somebody's home to make it better.
Exactly. That's exactly right. We have a saying back in Minnesota that every home matters. And that home is not only the structure of the house, but it's the people that live there, the living conditions, the customs and creativity that they all have. Because we're homeowners as well, we would expect that someone would do the same thing for us as we're trying to do for them.
Well, you are listening to the Renewal Home Show. I want to tell you again about what's going on right now. This is an incentive. This is a special just for you, our listener. The first 7 callers will get 30% off the Renewal by Andersen deal that you end up doing right now to replace your windows or to replace your doors. The first 7 callers will get 30% off the entire order. Again, this is not available anywhere else except through this one special, through this show. The number to dial to take advantage of it for the first 7 callers, 888-713-7210. Again, 888-713-7210. Again, one more time, the first 7 callers get this special deal, 30% off the entire order by calling Renewal by Andersen. It is the better way to the better window. Again, the number to dial, 888-713-7210. You are listening to the Renewal Home Show.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News